What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So Call of Duty has been dropping consistent updates. They dropped one yesterday and then another one this morning, and there's a lot of major patch notes and changes that you definitely need to know about. So if you do find the video informative at any point, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But let's jump into it. So it first started off with this update that went live yesterday. They said the hitless event, there were issues where players who participated in the hitless event but did not log in to claim their rewards before the event ended did not receive all the associated community rewards, which includes the new Siren 9mm, some of the other attachments, and the rest of the community rewards. But they said here these community rewards have been retroactively granted to those who participated in the event, and these include the buffer weight stock, the shadow multiplayer perk, the hand cannon score streak, the veteran Warzone perk, and the Siren 9mm weapon. Note, personal rewards remain limited to your personal contribution during the event, so all the personal rewards, if you didn't get them, then unfortunately they're not going to give them to you. Then stability, so resolve some cases that could result in a mismatched player animation between the client and server targeting Warzone, high player count, multiplayer matches, and zombies. And then they resolved a visual bug in some cases where blood effects could appear where shots did not connect with their intended target. They said that they remain committed to tracking and investigating reports from the community. Studio teams are always monitoring reported issues and continue to prioritize optimization of our infrastructure to ensure the best experience for all players. Now, they made some pretty crazy zombies updates. So for Citadel de Moore, addressed an issue where excessive amounts of enemies could spawn during the Caliburn sword quest, addressed the issue that could cause players to be stuck indefinitely in the sanctuary during the soulless sword quest, resolved an issue where light symbols would respond incorrectly to splash damage during the soulless sword quest, and then addressed an issue where the main quest boss received higher melee damage than intended. So for those of you guys who are doing the power drill method, that has actually been completely nerfed. They also addressed a rare issue where the main quest boss would die in one shot, and then closed an exploit that allowed the idle eyes gobblegum to freeze the main quest boss indefinitely. They said, no, not all bugs are created equal. Some issues will take longer to identify, replicate, fix, and test, and then release more than others, and addressing one issue can often create another. Certain bugs also need to have their fix scheduled for a major update down the line before they could go live, such as code fixes, while others can be done server side on the back end without having to be held until a new season or the mid-season launch. The team is always working to prioritize and solve issues as they're discovered. If you don't see a fix for a particular bug that you're hoping to be addressed, it doesn't mean that we're not on the case. Thank you for your patience. Keep an eye on their Trello board for status updates. Now, going into Warzone, so the changes that they made to Warzone were the same ones that they did to multiplayer. For example, the hitless event not giving you rewards, and then the performance problems with the blood splattering and those effects. These are the only changes that they made on December 11th. Now, today, they pushed a brand new update. This one is going to be for December 12th, and this, we'll talk about the multiplayer ones first. So it says global store update. Addressed a rare issue where players could encounter an error when attempting to add bundles to their wish list in the store. And then they did some multiplayer changes. So modes, new modes, Rant Snack added to the featured playlist. We did talk about the brand new playlist in the holiday event in yesterday's video. If you missed that, I'll have it linked down in the description. But this is pretty much a quick description of what Rant Snack is. And then they also mentioned Infectious Holiday, which is the other holiday mode coming in. And they mentioned limited time modes will no longer count towards the win requirement for ranked play. So if you play any of these and you get some wins, they're not going to count, unfortunately. And then they mentioned general playlist update. So 10v10 Mosh Pit and Hardcore 10v10 Mosh Pit was updated. They added Protocol, Extraction, Hideout, and Hacienda to the map list. For the XP earn rates, they've increased XP and weapon XP earn rates in the following modes. So Domination, Headquarters, Kill Order, and Search and Destroy. They've also increased the XP earn rates in Prop Hunt. Now, this is right before the double XP event that we have tomorrow, so hopefully it tracks properly. Now we have the zombies changes for today. They said Citadel de Moore addressed the issue where players would unintentionally become invulnerable after using the Rampart cannon, addressed the issue where players could potentially get stuck after being grabbed by an amalgam in certain cases, and then UI Merry Mayhem, the progress bar animation now plays correctly when beyond the fourth reward. Now, the Warzone changes that they went ahead and made for today, so it says general adjustments, private match, adjusted number of squads available in the view squad section during the private match, maps adjustment, area 99 lighting, reduce the vignetting effect when outside the circle. To clarify, this is the distorted / blurry effect players see on the edges of their screen. And then Rebirth Island lighting. Shortly after the update, the map will be set to daytime only. Now for rank play, they did make some adjustments. Says restrictions, the tracker perk has been disabled in rank play while they investigate an issue. And then as for the bug fixes, fix the issue that would interrupt players when attempting to replace armor plates, fix collision issues with various elements across Urzikstan, allowing players to exploit, peek, shoot through them, fix the issue when creating a solos match in the private match tab, fix the issue with Weaver's repairman skin so it properly displays at further distances, fix the issue where players would unintentionally teleport when exiting an LTV on certain terrain. Now this is everything that they fixed so far with today's update. There's still a couple of problems in which they did acknowledge, so I'm assuming that they're probably going to do yet another update maybe in the next coming days. Maybe tomorrow they'll drop it, over the weekend. But when you take a look here at the Trello board, there's a couple of issues mentioned. So for the global known issues, they said the high mantling speed is slower than intended. Dark Ops calling card displays as classified in the calling card showcases to other players who haven't earned them yet. And then some players may have a non-melee weapon added to the dedicated melee slot in their new custom classes. So this is impacting all the platforms, and this is a known issue. And then for the multiplayer specific problems, it looks like medal and level up notifications are no longer displaying in hardcore. Players will notice that some killer calling card challenges do not show their recorded progress in the menus, and then players may sometimes notice that progression levels are incorrect in the main menus. And I'm pretty sure this has been a problem even since the beta, so I don't think it's going to get solved anytime soon. But there's also the other one, is players may sometimes notice that progression levels are incorrect in the in-game scoreboard, and that's pretty much an extension of what we just talked about within the main menus. Now for zombies, there's a couple of known issues as well. So they said modifying attachments on blueprint weapons does not carry over to in-game in zombies. Players lose all in-magazine ammo for some weapons when applying armor plates, and then players can only craft and use one lethal or tactical at a time at the crafting table. There's even some campaign known issues that they've acknowledged. So players may notice their current mission reset after November 14th update. Prior completed missions should remain unaffected. We're currently investigating an issue causing campaign progress and setting changes to be lost on PC and the Microsoft Store. So these are all the known issues that they've listed here on the Trello board so far. If there are some that they haven't mentioned that you think, for example, like the blueprint issue, they mentioned that they did fix that, but I've been seeing some comments, people saying that it still doesn't work in all modes. That's something as a community we need to be vocal about. Tweet at Call of Duty Updates and let them know so they can put it on their Trello board and begin working on it. Anyways, I believe they're going to continuously keep pushing as many updates as they possibly could to iron out and fix all the problems currently going on, because they do have the holiday break towards the end of this year. So I believe it's going to start maybe next week, and then it's going to go all the way up until the early beginning of January after New Year's, and then they'll be back in the offices in time for the 1.75 update. In the meantime, they're just going to try and fix everything that they possibly could, so those few weeks that they're out of the offices, nothing major is going to be a problem and players can enjoy the game. But that's pretty much everything that I got for you guys here in today's video. This is everything you need to know of the current state of the game and all of the changes that they've made so far. If you found the video informative, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. But it's been your boy Chidzo, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.